Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 4, The Spoils of War. Let's get right into it. We start with Bronn and Jaime doing their Bronn and Jaime thing, which I'm a big fan of. I love Bronn and I love Jaime, so that's great. Bronn ain't got no castle. He's complaining about having no castle, and I feel you, Bronn. You were promised a castle, dog. Where's your fucking castle, man? He even had Lawless Stokeworth in like Season 4 or 5. And he was all ready to take over that castle, and Jaime's like, yo, I'm gonna get you a bigger castle, blah. But whatever, I'm happy Bronn's still in the story, of course. Let's see, I actually like Dickon. Rickon, Dickon, the Tarly brother, Sam's younger brother. He reminds me of like a classic RPG character, like his armor, like the shoulder armor and shit. He straight up looks like a character from like fucking Phantasy Star or something like that, you know? Let's see, Iron Bank Cersei scene, kind of boring. It's kind of like what we do right now in real life with wars and stuff like that, so whatever. Let's see, Bran Littlefinger scene. I'm kind of just rapid firing through this because we all know what we want to talk about. Bran Littlefinger scene, also kind of boring. Chaos is a ladder. Bran throws that back in Littlefinger's face. That's cool. That's cool, Bran. You obviously know some shit, but he's obviously like trickling it out. He doesn't want to lay everything. Man, if I was Bran and I got back to Winterfell, I'd be like, oh my god, Littlefinger's a betrayer and Jon is a Targaryen and blah, 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 blah. But he's just chill. He's the fucking werewood net. He is the internet. He doesn't fucking do shit. I don't know. So let's see. Oh, bye, Mira. Mira straight up just left, very unceremoniously, very sad. But again, Bran's pretty much just a computer now, so there you go. Arya arrives at Winterfell, and she talks to the two guards. Funny little scene. I really like the fat guard's bulbous fucking helmet and shit. You know, costume design was like, dude, wear this. You look funny with that shit. It was a scene paralleling the same kind of scene she had in Season 1 when she was trying to get back into the Red Keep. So yeah, that's cute, whatever. There's a Stark Kiddies reunion. Yep, Arya, Sansa, and Bran, little reunion there. Kind of the lamest Starks, in my opinion. Not that impactful, really, I felt. It was just kind of like, I mean, Arya and Sansa already have conflicting whatever, so they're obviously whatever, like, oh, cool, good to see you again. But, you know, whatever, it's whatever, it's whatever. None of them ask about Hodor! What the hell? Come on, man! Oh, Bran, we're so happy to see you, blah, blah, blah. Where's Hodor? You seem to be missing a fucking 8-foot-tall giant. Dude sacrificed himself, you know? No one remembers Hodor? Come on, they gotta bring him up at some point. Kind of disappointed about that. Let's see. Arya gets the dagger, blah, blah, blah. Who fucking cares about this fucking dagger? Just kidding, it's cool. It's a cool looking dagger and stuff, but... I mean, Bran obviously knows some shit about it. He's just fucking... I don't know, whatever. Arya should mention that she did, in fact, kill Meryn Trant to Sansa, the guy who, like, beat the shit out of her for 2 seasons. I don't know, maybe she'll mention it at some point. Yeah, Bran mentioned someone very wealthy wanted me dead. So he must know who did the dagger and all that shit. I don't know, I hope someone discovers that at some point. Let's see, Arya Brienne fight scene, kind of cool, it was cool. But Arya's like still like unrealistically overpowered. The only scene that was realistic in that moment was when Brienne just fucking drop kicks her across the goddamn training ground. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm just kind of annoyed with Arya in general. Like, everyone loves her. Yeah, she's a cute little kid and she's badass and all that shit. She peaked with the Hound, okay? She still needs to, like, find her footing in the series now, I think. Let's see, what else we got? Who trained you? No one. That's what I'm talking about. That's a wink at the camera moment. Like, I don't know. I guess it makes... I mean, I know the thing. No one is a fucking faceless man. But yeah, whatever. It was fine. I'm being critical, but whatever. What else? Jon and Dany take a historical cave tour. That was cool. Some cave paintings, the children of the forest, etc. They had that spiral pattern going everywhere that the children of the forest usually leave behind when they do stuff, or that the White Walkers leave behind. So very interested to see what that eventually means. I think it means the God's Eye, where the White Walkers were actually created by the children. So I don't know. We'll see if that symbol comes up again, or if it's just left to us to decide what it means. Let's see. Theon shows up. And to me, he was actually more brave than I thought he would be. Like, he sees Jon, he's just like, Jon, didn't know you'd be here. I'm like, dude, Theon, I thought you were like fucking regressed to Reek. If I was him, I would have just immediately dropped to my knees and be like, dude, I'm sorry, I took your castle and blah, piece of shit. But whatever, it's whatever. Let's see. Okay, and then we finally get amazing battle. Fucking, beer, fucking the sickest, one of the sickest Game of Thrones battles. This was the shit. We're back with Jaime and Bronn at the Westerlands, whatever, Riverlands. And yeah, the Dothraki straight up are causing a storm off in the horizon. They hear the footsteps, they hear the hoof steps, they hear the fucking armies coming, and they're like, oh shit, let's get ready. And they're all getting ready, and then fucking dragon comes out of nowhere. Oh my god. Big fucking deal, guys. Like, holy shit. This is the first time we ever got to see Dany on Westeros mainland proper. First time we got to see her dragons truly take on a Westerosi army. Fucking a Westerosi army versus the Dothraki. The Westerosi army versus Daenerys. So many firsts going on here. So many fanboy moments for Game of Thrones people in general. And like, it was glorious. It was motherfucking glorious. Let's see. People just fucking getting burned and turning to ash instantly and blowing away in the wind. Oh my god, it was intense. And we had fucking, yeah, Bronn continues to be the most badass character on the show, pretty much. Fucking taking charge, taking names, jumps up on the scorpion cannon, catapult crossbow thing, straight up takes a shot at the dragon, ultimately nails him. Fucking badass. Yeah. Okay, and this is why Game of Thrones is really good. A step above and beyond almost any other story I can think of, period. A battle like this you watch, and you're not sure which side you want to win. Like, because I love Jaime, I love Bronn, but I like Daenerys as well. And of course, she's like the protagonist and stuff. She's kind of the good guy. But you're like, oh my god, I don't want Jaime to die, I don't want Bronn to die. You're rooting for both sides. And that is a fucking good story when like both sides are sympathetic. That is just the achievement right there. I was talking to someone about Loder recently, Lord of the Rings. You know, I was watching it again recently, and the orcs are just so transparent. Apparently, like, I'm a bad guy. These guys are bad guys, and you got your white knights that come in, and they're the good guys, obviously. And like, yeah, it's very simple, very rudimentary. Dude's name is fucking Saruman. It sounds just like Sauron. I always hated that. Like, why? Why the fuck did they do that? And like, it's so obvious that he's like a bad guy. Anyways, so yeah, Game of Thrones. That's why Game of Thrones to me is slays, just completely slays. All respect to Tolkien being the innovator and stuff, but Game of Thrones, in my opinion, is just like, I made this analogy that, okay, so I've been watching Lord of the Rings again, and going from Game of Thrones to Lord of the Rings is like playing with real fucking badass Ninjago Lego Batman Legos, building all your sweet ass sets and all that shit. And then when you go to fucking Lord of the Rings, it's like the Duplo, like little kitty blocks. Like, it's the same essence, but one is very complicated and awesome and has lots of depth and layers, and one is just like really simple, really just basically entertaining, blah blah blah. So yeah, incredible battle, awesome cliffhanger at the end. Bronn, I couldn't really tell who jumped to Jaime's rescue, but apparently it was Bronn. And looks like Jaime is sinking into the ocean, man. I don't think he's doomed, though. They'll pull him out somehow. I don't know. Maybe Drogon's tail will come in and scoop him up or something like that. And then after that, we had the little behind-the-scenes Game of Thrones thing with D&D, Dan and Dave. And did they actually confirm that Jon and Daenerys are actually starting to be romantically attracted to each other? They actually kind of did, and that's kind of gross. But we'll see what happens with that. And my only complaints for this episode would be a lack of Euron and Sam, two of my favorite actors from this season. But overall, given that motherfucking battle, that battle is pretty much the best, obviously the best part of this episode. So I give it 4 out of 5 dragons. Rawr!